right back in.
All right. What's up, YouTube? This is Take Five Podcast. I'm Aaron Action.
I'm Dustin.
I'm Rosie, and this is our friend
Bobby Dreyer. Woo!
All right. Today's topic is top 5 sophomore records. All right, Bobby, what you got for number 1? Number 5, I'm sorry.
Number 5, I, dug deep in the closet on this. And I'm like, look, I'm going to bring it out for the ladies. Okay, got to go with Lita Ford on this one. Out for Blood, but her second album, Dancing on the Edge. You got to go with that, which to me, Lita just killed it on that album. First one was great. Second album was amazing.
Yeah, I even like her later stuff, though.
I love Lita. I think she. And look, I every time she comes around, I mean, all the energy she has. I think her, and anybody who is out there still doing what they do, kudos, and looking as good as she does.
She's phenomenal.
Oh, amazing! Great band. Bobby Rock on drums. I mean, such a great guy, it's such an entertainer too. And her voice isn't shot, which is great. That's why you enjoy seeing her.
Yeah.
Lita's always, she's still kicks ass.
She does. I took Elsie to see her maybe a month ago.
Wow.
Speaking of
Elsie to Lita Ford.
Hey, Dustin, she's playing Pigtown Palooza this year, right? With Vixen.
Yeah, I think I did see that.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's here in Columbus. And then Slaughter and Stillheart is the other day. And I don't think they announced the third day yet.
I just saw somebody else is playing Pigtown Palooza. Who was it? Maybe it wasn't Slaughter. It was somebody else though. I'll have to look. One of the other bands I am close to.
All right. Right on. All right. All right, Dustin, what you got for number 5?
Well, number 5, I went kind of deep for what I usually do, but I've loved this band for like 30 years. Very heavy, different from what you usually hear me talk about. They're considered a death metal band, but whatever. Obituary, Cause of Death.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Second album, James Murphy was on it. He was a very sought after at the time guitar player. He had played Death, and that was just the only Obituary album he was on. So it's got crazy solos all over it, but yet heavy as fuck. The first album's good, but Cause of Death is where I think, like, okay, here the fuck we are.
Right on. All right, Rosie, what you got for number 5?
So I'm going to start off by saying you all look fantastic tonight. And Aaron, you're wearing a different kind of hat.
Yeah, some girl told me not to do my hair, to wear a hat instead, so yeah, I usually have a mohawk, but
The normal.
yeah.
And Dustin, I see you updated the name to Dust in the Wind, according to our last episode.
Yeah.
Bobby, you're spectacular as always. I wish you had a cosplay.
My liver hates me after last weekend.
Well, I'm sure you're still recovering from all the absence.
It was a lot of other stuff this week. I don't remember half the game, but it's cool. Football.
So for number 5, I am going to go with Weezer, Pinkerton.
Oh,
for a sophomore album.
Yeah, I like Weezer, but that first one was so good. mean, it's
It was so good,
yeah.
but everything Weezer puts out is so good.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Weezer fan. But see how I did my list though is I went by second album that I like better than the first.
Well, I did too.
Okay, so that's kind of how I narrowed it down because I probably have 20 of them anyway, and then I narrowed it down. And so I wouldn't have had that because I like the first one so well.
I liked the first one, but I like the second one a whole lot. And that I struggled on it tonight because I love the Midnight Devils. And I love the Midnight Devils new album.
Yeah.
But I like the first album better. I'm one of the few. So they didn't make my list.
Yeah.
No,
on my list, I also most of these albums might have been like the first album I got into by the band, so I had to go back and hear the first album later. So my number 5, I went with Crowbar Self-Titled.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't even think about Crowbar.
Still my favorite Crowbar record to this day. Amazing all the way through it.
Yep.
Did you have that one anywhere, Dustin?
I didn't, but you're right, though.
Yeah, great record.
Heisel was on this one.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. All right, Bobby, what you got for number 4?
So being a Philly boy, I got to go with a Philly band. Cinderella. I got to go with Long Cold Winter Overnight Songs.
Really?
And
man.
yeah,
You had me until you said that.
But, look, I love both albums, but I really, when Night Songs came out, it was great. It was, and my buddy John Moyer, who worked on the album, and a couple people who did the album down in Philly. But then when the second one came out, it was like, wow, that tour. And Tommy just kicks ass. I mean, the whole band is, such a great powerhouse. Even hearing Tommy today, his voice shreds. I'm just like, he's another one who hasn't, he kept up with the game. But I got to go with Long Cold Winter on that.
See, I like that record, but man, it's hard to beat that first one, man. It was so good.
I agree.
Yeah,
I don't hate on Long Cold Winter. I don't hate on it, but no, it didn't hit it like for me.
I said it's a great record.
Yeah,
but like I said, I'm going by which one was better, and I think Night Song's better in my opinion.
Well, you know what it was? It was more, being from this area, it got more airplay because back then MMR and YSP were the two competing radio stations. So, look, they were getting I forget what the hell tour was Long Cold Winter. I think they were out with Rat at that time, and Rat was doing Invasion of Your Privacy too. So, look.
Well, it's funny because I seen Cinderella on that tour open for Priest. And when they did the song Long Cold Winter, they got booed.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of Long Cold Winter open for Priest. I mean, that was kind of an awful.
You got to remember back then they threw everybody. I mean,
yeah.
I remember seeing Kulik opening up when he was playing with Blackjack for Bob Seger.
He had his mustache.
Yeah, he had his little Dirk Diggler mustache.
Yeah.
Well, I think with Long Cold Winter also, which I'm not saying this is the difference between that and Night Songs is Long Cold Winter seemed to be that's the direction they went with that set, So I get it.
Yeah, the third record was all blues, you can hear them transforming in on the second album. Yeah, I see that. All right, Dustin. Well, go ahead, Bobby. What you got? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, a lot of it was their influence from, Jovi. Really, John was really pushing the hell out of them on that. So it was the whole thing when Wanted Dead or Alive came out. If you look at Coming Home, and all the tunes that were on that album were very similar to what was being played in the airwaves then. It was like, You know, they were going from sausage party to, okay, we need to get more women in the audience.
Right on. All right, Dustin, what you got for number 4?
Number 4, I got another one that's kind of don't hear me talk about a whole lot, but you might be surprised because this band's first album is really the only album a lot of people even like of theirs. It's considered a pioneering record, their first record, but their second record, Join the Army, is my favorite Suicidal Tendencies record.
Really?
Yeah, I think Join the Army that's suicidal for me.
Yeah, well, you're more into the thrash stuff anyway. See, I like the first one because it's more punk.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah. But yeah, man, Join the Armies.
That is a good record, though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Luigi still played
what was
bass.
the big
then,
cut
too.
on that album?
Possessed to Skate?
That's the Skate, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Rosie, what you got for number 4?
I'm just gonna say, first off, we're only on number 4 between the 4 of us. I already love this topic. I have kind of a long list here.
We've all said that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
And I didn't put it in any kind of numerical order, but for number 4, I'm going to go with. I'm trying not to fidget since somebody told me I fidget too much.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't anybody on the show. It was a fan. I'm going to go with.
Quit fucking fidgeting and tell us your number 4.
I'm going to go with the Shins, Shoots Too Narrow.
Huh.
Because I know that the rest of you don't have that one on your
Yeah,
list.
I don't have.
Yeah, let me check.
I don't have.
You're right.
I don't have the
I don't-
shits.
Yeah, I don't have the shits either yet.
The Shins, Shoots Too Narrow.
I mean, honestly, I don't know anything about that band. I know the band name.
Yeah, like
I may
I've
have
heard them, but
song, but
yeah.
not know it.
Go listen
So
to
I
the
could
Garden
say-
State track and you'll know all you need to know to become a Shins fan.
Now listen to what? No.
The Garden State soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
You'll become a Shins fan like that.
All right. My
So-
number 4. Alive or Just Breathing. Kill Switch Engage.
Cool.
Are you a fan of them, Dustin?
No, not my thing.
Really?
Just not my thing, man.
Yeah, those first few albums were pretty awesome.
Which singer was on that album?
That was Jesse on that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Jones was on the next album, End of the Heartache, which is a great album too. All right, Bobby, what you got for number 3?
Number 3, I got to go with Maiden. You know, I'm going to the Paul Di'Anno years because
Yeah.
I love Killers.
Yeah.
Burn the Rule Morgue. I mean,
Yeah.
shit on that album, you know, and
Just the song killers too.
it's the whole album.
Yeah.
Look, the first album's great. You know, I mean, there's, you know, great stuff on it. But then again, there's 2 different Maidens. If you go, well,
Yeah.
do you go to the Dickinson years, the second album there with Dickinson, but I loved Paul Di'Anno on this. And I just thought he had that badass, I mean, Purgatory, everything on there was just like, oh my God, Rothschild. Just now it makes me want to put it on now.
Yeah.
Well, don't, because apparently even like 20 seconds of a song will get you a fucking YouTube strike.
Oh,
I put the tiniest song on me and a 6-year-old doing a hot sauce challenge, and we can't show our video. So
Yeah.
God forbid.
I say I got nothing against those Maiden records, but I didn't get into Maiden until later. You know, my favorite one was Peace of Mind. And that was the first album I got by them. So nothing against Diano, just I got into them a little bit later. So, I had to go back on them and listen to them.
Yeah, it was that early period, kind of like even when Metallica got in, the whole thing when everything was changing from, me being the old fucker on the show, but when everything was going from Southern rock, Nugent, Foghat, and everything, and then the new wave of British metal came out, Saxton, everybody. It's when I started getting into shit and started picking up guitar and went, oh my God, and then hearing Harris's bass lines, nobody fucking played like that.
Yeah.
You're not any older than the other guys on this show.
Hey, now, you watch that. He graduated in 82. There's no way we're the same age. You hush that shit up, Rosie. All right, Dustin.
All right, Dustin.
She likes calling us old. All right. All right, Dustin, we got number 3.
I don't pay that any attention. I love everybody.
Well, we love you too.
As far as I'm concerned, you're all the same age as me.
14.
There you go.
Yeah.
Especially Dustin.
Why especially me? Because I really am 14?
No, because, we spent so many years hanging out.
Oh. Well, can I tell my number 3 now?
Yeah.
Please tell me your number 3, Dustin. Please tell me your number 3.
So I hope this one, everybody's like, fuck yeah. Y&T, Black Tiger.
Yes.
Yes!
Oh my God, what a great album.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Y&T is a great band.
Yeah.
Oh, that documentary is awesome.
I think I love that first record because I, dabble with playing drums, and Leonard Hayes is a fucking unrecognized beast. And that the first record was good, but this one, I think, where the production came in and they had a single off of it, they toured with AC/DC. Like, this is, where they really hit their peak and kept that linear momentum there for a while.
Right on.
Black Tiger, man.
Hi, Rosie. What you got for number 3?
I'm gonna go with Saves the Day, Through Being Cool. Their debut album was Can't Slow Down officially, and Through Being Cool was their sophomore album, but Through Being Cool was their sophomore album. Personally, my favorite album from them was actually an EP. I'm sorry, I'm leaving, but Through Being Cool, as far as albums go.
That's one band I never really got into.
Yeah, not my thing.
I will fight you to the death.
But I always get them confused, and for whatever reason,
if you say Real Estate. Oh, ew, God, I don't like Sunny Day Real Estate at all.
Like, man, I'm not saying like musically necessarily. It's just something about the two band names that, like, if one gets, I'm like, oh, okay, you're talking about that. Yeah.
I've never liked Sunny Day Real Estate. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like there's this nerve in my neck, like here. And Sunny Day Real Estate is just like that. They're one of those bands that just tweak it. I love Saves the Day.
All right. My number 3,
Aaron.
Let's Go by Rancid.
Oh, hell yeah.
That one was going to be on here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, My favorite record. I mean, the Outcome of the Wolves was pretty amazing too, but Let's Go is what got me into Rancid. Yeah, that's the good shit.
I could have made $1,000 bet that was going to be in your top 3.
All right. See if you can guess my next 2 then. All right, Bobby, what you got for number 2?
Probably going to piss more people off on this one. But I got to go with Shot at the Devil over Too Fast for Love, Motley Crue.
Oh, I 100% have honorable mention.
Yeah.
100%.
See, that one to me, that's too hard to decide. It's they're
tough,
both.
But it was that thing when I heard, look, I'm a big Beatles fan and everything. I loved Vince's voice on Helter Skelter. I just thought I'm like, oh my God, you're going to do a Beatles tune and make it sound fucking badass. I mean, both albums are that thing, First album was a little bit more punky, and I was coming out of the skater thing and then coming into the hair band, and it was just, man, I don't know. The whole Shout at the Devil Bastard, everything was kind of just a raw album. And it was that album that scared the shit out of everybody's parents too.
Yeah.
Bobby, you have not left the skater thing.
Nah, still skate. 2 broken hips.
Yeah.
I'm skating in Arizona.
I know.
But yeah, see, that one's too hard for me. See, that's the exception to my rule because Looks That Kill was the first Motley Crue song I heard. So Shout the Devil was the first album I got. And it's amazing, but Too Fast for Love is so good too. Like if I had to pick which one was my favorite, I couldn't do it. Like
well, that's why
whatever one I'm listening to at the time is my favorite.
And kind of like what we talked about was the route I went with this was not necessarily where the follow-up I thought was necessarily better than the debut, but as equally good. At least as equally good. And this is where I agree with Bob. Like I said, I actually had this as an honorable mention because I thought you were going to have it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I 100% agree with it. Shout at the Devil. And I think Shout at the Devil is the album that put them on the map.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think Theater of Pain was the album that just broke them through the fucking universe.
Yeah, but I thought it started getting a little hokey because that outfits with the tail. Everybody was getting into that whole fluffy thing right there.
Yeah. And I agree, but it was Home Sweet Home. That clinched it for that band. That everybody fucking loved them.
Yeah.
1985. You fucking love Motley Crue.
Oh yeah, and then when Dr. Feelgood came out, it was just like, oh.
Oh yeah.
1985. I loved Mary Had a Little Lamb.
No, you loved Motley Crue. You just didn't know it.
No, actually, 1985. I probably would have loved Green Jello, but
now see, like what?
85. Well, yeah. When did Green Jello start?
They were like 88, I think.
To see if I would have done the second album as equally as good as the first one, I'd have a totally different list. So that's why I didn't go that route. Right. Right. Dustin, what's your number 2?
Wait.
Yeah.
No.
Weren't you up?
Is that all right?
But didn't Bobby just do his number 2?
No, I did my number 3.
Well, no, I'm confused because my number 3 was Y&T.
Did we do my number 3?
I did. I just did. My number 3 was Rancid.
Oh yeah.
You did the Sunny Day Real Estate. That always get fucking confused.
Bobby, you did Maiden.
I did Maiden.
Crew.
You're right.
And there was another one.
Oh wait, I did Cinderella.
Yeah.
And Lita. So that was my 4.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
All good.
Yeah, 2.
All good.
Yeah, Dustin, were you
math?
I had brain fog. Damn COVID.
I thought I was fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, me.
All right, Dustin, what you got for number 2?
Well, for number 2, I appropriately have Led Zeppelin 2.
Ooh.
That's I'm going to keep it real. Once again, I say I mess with drums, so obviously I love Zeppelin, love Bonham, but there's really only 3 Led Zeppelin albums that I'm not going to say that I like. There's only 3 that I'm like well versed with, and Led Zeppelin 2 was the one that started it for me.
Yeah, I'm just not.
Production, all of it, the production, whole lot of love, Heartbreaker, Living, Love, and Made, like Lemon Song, Bring It On Home, fucking record's fire.
I wish I could say I ever got into Led Zeppelin, but that was
Same.
just something that I
Yeah, same.
I've never gotten into. It's kind of like Pink Floyd. Like
I get
they're
it.
so big.
No, I get it.
And I understand that they're super talented and everybody loves them, but for me, maybe it's because I don't know, I'm not technically a musician or something. I don't know. I've just never gotten I've never gotten it.
Well, what do
Maybe.
you have for number 2?
All right, so for number 2, I am going with Earth Crisis, Gamora's Season Ends.
Yeah,
I got to admit,
we talked about that before. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's way better than the first one.
Yeah. And I almost want to put them at my number 1, but it's tough because my number 1 has a lot of EPs. So
Yeah, that made it kind of hard too.
But I'm gonna go with more season. More Season Ends for my number 1. Number 2. Sorry.
All right, my number 2 might surprise some people. Well, go ahead, Rosie. Finish up.
I was just gonna say, Aaron.
All right, my number 2 might kind of surprise people, but this is my favorite album by this band. This is the first album I got into. Queensryche, Rage for Oil.
I was gonna. Oh my God!
Now, amazing.
But do you count the first one because it's an EP?
Well, Warning, I count Warning as the first record, so I don't count. I didn't count the EP.
That's what I was thinking. Because if you go with that, Lady Wore Black, and
which was great too. But I consider Warning the first full-length record. So Rage for Order, to this, everybody loves Mind Crime, which is great.
Punch. Oh yeah.
Mind Crime is great, but Rage for Order, man, that's so good.
That's the only Queensryche I like.
The Rage for Order one?
Yeah.
And
it's still not my favorite, whatever, but anything after, they dropped off for me, never hit with me, but I do like that Rage for Order stuff.
Yeah, I know you were never big into them. We've discussed that before. All right, Bobby, what you got for number 1?
Number 1, I'm and I'll probably piss him off because I'll see him next week at the football game. He's playing guitar with Rihanna. Nuno. So I gotta go with Graffiti. I gotta go with Graffiti. I love the first album. Great. But Nuno came, being a guitar player, he started getting his style and everything. And I just think he and Gary that fucking album just kicks ass. It's still riffy. Thank God it wasn't poppy enough, but it was so tongue-in-cheek on that album. Just a great album.
Nuno is a great guitar player, though. Yeah. Yeah. Very underrated.
Underrated and attitude. He anytime you meet him at NAMM or anything, he and Doug Pinnick, that's another one, man. I should have threw a King's X in there because, you talk about a drummer I mean, Jerry Gaskell, what a mother on a drums. And talk about an underrated band.
Yeah.
And their first album to their second album there, too, is another one that, so, but yeah, it's got to be Extreme as my number one.
Okay. Dustin, what you got for number one?
All right. I'm going to switch my number one out because what I'm now going to put for my number one, I thought Aaron was going to have. So
you might have it.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, man, but the motherfucking Cult with Electric.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
I don't think that was their. I think that was their third record.
Be sure?
Didn't they have one called Dreamtime and then Love?
The Love was before Electric, but
Yeah.
You could be right, man. I might have
because I had looked that up because I would have had that too. Like but I mean,
I thought that was
your
their
list, you
second
can still
album.
have it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, I legit thought it was their second album, but third, fifth, what the fuck ever.
Yeah, it's still a follow up to something.
Fire,
yeah, it's still follow up to somewhere, right? It could have been their 10th. It's still a great record.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Dustin talk about that record all the time, man. I'll be texting him, but like, oh, Wildflower is so fucking sweet. Yeah, it's such a great record.
I mean, and if I'm keeping it I only like some of Sonic Temple, but Electric, the entire thing, even the Born to Be Wild.
See, I was getting ready to say they could have done without that one, but yeah, but
why not?
Yeah,
it's on there.
Their version of it is good, though. I'll give them that.
Yeah. Well, I like it. They're doing it their style.
Yeah.
And so but Electric, man.
Right on. All right, Rezi, we got for number one.
So for number one, mine is going to be, as far as number one to an original album, I'm gonna go with Morning Again. Martyr.
That is a good record.
It is, compared to was it Hand of Hope,
which is good too, though.
So good.
Yeah.
But then came As Tradition Dies Slowly with Kevin Byers on vocals versus Damian Moyle. So they could be considered different, like, I don't know, different eras or whatever. So,
yeah. Well, that's like the point Bobby said with Maiden.
Yeah.
You know, you could say it even with AC/DC, really.
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite Morning Again album is As Tradition Dies Slowly, and it depends on how you look it up. If you look it up, As Tradition Dies Slowly is their first like major release, but the other two were, full lengths. But there's also, they have a million other releases in the meantime. Also, I have, I don't know, fucking 30 albums that they're on in between on EPs and stuff. So, I'm super obsessed with Morning Again. So
right on. All right.
Morning Again is gonna
Who is it? Who is it? I didn't hear you.
Shut up. Shut up, Aaron. Aaron, what's your number one?
All right. My number one was a game changer for me. When I first heard this record, I went from the whole glam scene to more like the hardcore stuff. You guys have been staring at the poster for the last hour. Biohazard, Urban Discipline.
Oh, I only see Rat. Oh, there it is.
There he is. Yep.
Okay, I had to move myself.
And that is one of honorable mentions.
You
Well,
knew
I
I was
did
going to
have
have
my
that
top
one, right,
5.
Dustin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
that. I mean, that record came out as
that one, and I thought "Shout at the Devil," and I thought "Electric." Those were the 3
Yeah.
I only. Yeah, but Urban Discipline would have been in my top 5 too. Had I knew we were going to have that one.
Yeah. All right, Bobby, what you got for honorable mentions?
Oh man, I'm digging deep, but and it's got to be after his drunk ass got sent back to California. So I got to go with Megadeth, but I got to go with the the second album. Just come on, Peace Sells. Which first time I heard that, oh my god, it's pipe to the head. That was just such a great album. But then I also got to go, look, being a skater guy, I got Pennywise on there too. Their second album is amazing.
I feel like Bobby's going to take care of most of my list.
Yeah, I love I still love Pennywise. It's just such a just great stuff right there. But yeah, Megadeth. I mean, that album. First one was good. I really think that's when Mustaine was like, yeah, all right, here's where I'm going. And that was the big middle finger to, Metallica then too. You could really hear the rivalry in the albums.
Yeah, see, I'm not a Megadeth fan, but Peace Sells is a lot better. Like I like some stuff off of Peace Sells. So yeah, I had that honorable mention.
The major label too.
Yeah. I had that as honorable mention.
Yep, I did too. Yeah.
All right, Bobby, what else you got?
Keep going, Bobby. You told me your list. You told me your
list on that one. So I could go Dokken. Tooth and nail over breaking.
Had that one too.
And then honorable Invasion of Your Privacy over right when Rat really just popped over Out of the Cellar. But I love Out of the Cellar, but Invasion was, that right there. And the other one, it was the one that made him want to put a gun in his mouth. And it's got to be, I love Cherry Pie over the first Warren album.
That was one I was thinking about putting.
Cabin and, just great playing on the album and that. So they're kind of, my go-to, but there's so many punk albums too that, because a lot of the first punk albums were done in basements and, done down in Earache, down my buddy's studio down in outside of DC and, Bad Brains, just everything there. But
see, Bad Brains, I like the first one the best though.
And then Fugazi's album.
We've talked about Fugazi quite a few times, yes.
We get to go Fozzie's first album too. The second album's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or Fozzy. I mean, they're terrible regardless, but they have Jericho.
I like Fozzy. Yeah.
So
I like Fozzy. Yeah, don't disrespect Jericho.
Yeah.
We're fighting.
And then, one other band, and probably, we talked about Queensryche, but they always never get mentioned, is Fates Warning.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody kind of, they go Queensryche, but I'm going, it was right when that whole period came about. Fates Warning was just, whoa, shit right there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Any other ones?
Well, Jersey, Coheed, second album's amazing. Coheed and Cambria. Twisted, the second Twisted album. I love the first one because it was just so raw in that.
Yeah.
But, the second album really, just kind of.
What's Twisted?
Twisted Sister.
Sister.
Oh.
Not that ICP group.
Yeah, and then Ramones' second album.
I agree with that, but Ramones' debut is one of my favorite albums of all time. So that's.
I love every Ramones album.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
Another band, it's kind of like that. It's like M&M's. You just can't have one. You put a Ramones album on it.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
My son would agree with you.
All right, anything
All right.
else?
No, I'm good right now. There's
All right.
probably so
All right,
many
Dustin.
others.
Yeah. What you got, Dustin?
Well, what I had for number one that I switched out with the Colt was LA Guns, Cocked and Loaded.
Ooh,
Ooh, yes.
Which that one there, that's an example of one where loved the first record, but you want to talk about a fucking follow up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Cocked
don't know.
and
See the
Loaded.
first one, man.
I get it, but for talking to follow up, fucking Cocked and Loaded was
It is a great
strong.
record. Yeah, for sure.
And now
some of the-
versions of LA Guns.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
we'll stick with Tracy.
yeah,
Phil.
I agree. Tracy and Phil, yeah. Another one I have is this was like Aaron said, this was the album that I got started with this band, and it's the album that most people don't like. A lot of their first album kind of wrote the book. It was one of the books written. Agnostic Front Calls for Alarm.
Wow.
Oh,
And,
why
Yes.
did I think of that?
Yeah, for sure. Anything and Nazi Front's good.
I got Danzig, Lucifuge.
Doesn't not compare to their first one, in my opinion.
I think it is. Well, here's
Really?
one that this this is this band's follow-up album. This is the album that put them worldwide on the map. Fucking UFO Phenomenon.
Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely agree
yeah.
there.
I had P Cells also. Skid Row, Slave to the Grind.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
Not necessarily better than the first, but fuck, you talk about a
harder. I think
follow-up.
they got
though.
punkier on that album.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot heavier, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
What?
another one I got was a suggestion from our friend Amy Jo with Jet Boy with Damnation.
Nice.
She had brought up Extreme
Eh.
also, and they're just not my thing, but I'm glad Bobby brought them up though.
Mhm.
But that's all I had.
All right, Rosie, what you got? I got a bunch, so go ahead.
Well, obviously I had Slave to the Grind. Because I'm all things Sebastian. And then I had, and Aaron, I'm surprised it wasn't on your list. And it's why I didn't say it, was Nirvana, Nevermind.
Because I love Bleach. I think and Nevermind is kind of outplayed. I love Bleach.
Just don't drink it.
I will. Fuck it.
Oh, but it gets rid of coronavirus, don't you know?
Didn't know that.
It does.
Right. Right.
And then Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, I had that.
Sorry,
The first one was Gish, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hole, Live Through This. I'm sure, Aaron, you probably knew that was on my list.
Yeah. I had that one honorable mention too.
I think that was all of my honorable mentions. What are you doing?
I don't even know. Listening to your honorable mentions.
I know it's past your pudding time. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
I very
sorry.
much enjoy my pudding.
All right, well, let me get the honorable mentions and he can have his putty.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a long ass list. I'll just go through them real quick. Toxicity, System of a Down.
Ah,
I also had Siamese Dream. I'm pretty sure there's a second. I'm surprised nobody said this one, but Ride the Lightning, isn't that their second album?
It is.
I'm surprised nobody said that one.
I like it, but
They're equivalent around that area or era.
Huh?
I would say they were equivalent around that era.
I don't know. Ride the Lightning was the first album I heard from them, and that was always my favorite. This one here might kind of surprise somebody. Mama Said from Lenny Kravitz.
Wow.
I love that record.
I'm still amazed nobody brought up Plasmatics today.
Oh,
The second album is incredible. Yeah. The second album.
Why didn't you bring him up, Bobby?
You just did.
But it was one of those things that, it was we're getting into the punk thing, and so many things are, that period, just electrical tape was the big thing for me.
Hey. Well, hold on a second. Let Aaron finish his.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And you bring up John.
All right. I had Wings of Tomorrow from Europe, which I talk about this album a lot. It's my favorite Europe record. Young and Hopeless, Good Charlotte.
I knew it.
You thought it was my number one, though. Slit from the Barbed Wire Dolls. Then I have Lived Through This from Hole. Feed Us by Cradle of Thorns. High and Dry. We talked about that before the show came on. High and Dry was on there.
Yep.
Shot in the Dark by Great White.
Oh.
Scum Dogs of the Universe. Can't believe nobody said that one either.
Because I thought you were going to say it.
I just did.
But that's why I didn't have it on my top 5, because I thought it was.
You could have had as honorable mention. 5. You could have had honorable mention. Keeper of the Seven Keys, Halloween. Stand Tall by the Killer Dwarfs.
Yeah.
Here's the one, Bobby. Gretchen Goes to Nebraska, King's X.
Great album.
Great album. Then I had Second Coming from Shotgun Messiah. No Need to Argue by the Cranberries. Great album. Now here's the one that might shock some people. This might shock some people. Jed by the Goo Goo Dolls. When they were a punk band. They were on Metal Blade Records. Yeah. All right. That's all I have on that. Ugly from Life of Agony would have been on there. But thing is, with Life of Agony, River Runs Red, no matter what they came out with, nothing could ever top it. So as good as Ugly is, it's no album could ever compare to River Runs Red. So that's why I didn't have it on my list.
And how many days do we have? Shut up, Dustin. How many days till we see Life of Agony?
I don't know. I don't know how many days, about a month and a half, something like that.
Know. I don't even remember what month we're seeing them. So
it's March 19th.
Okay. Oh, that's right. It's because it's like a day or two after my best friend's birthday. So
I got Anthrax on Saturday with Zach. I'm shooting.
You do?
Yeah, up in Bethlehem, PA. So that should be it. That and then Alder Bridge and Wolfie on Sunday. So
your assistant is always ready to go.
So nobody brought this one up. Pat Benatar's second album, Crimes of Passion.
Well, that's an honorable mention for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to bring the ladies in here. But her first album was amazing with the shit on there too. Damn.
I see with her, I like a lot of her stuff, but I only know the hits. I don't know like full records.
Yeah,
Dustin, poor Dustin. Dustin, what happens? Do you just fall asleep while we're recording?
No, I'm awake. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I know, but you sound like you're talking through a CB though.
breaker.
All right. Anything else?
I'm trying to think.
I don't know. I just love you three so much.
You're drunk.
I'm not.
Yet.
I
Yeah.
do love you three so much.
We love you too, Rosie.
Love you too, yeah. Drunk or not.
Yeah.
Poor Bobby had to put up with my ass for a whole, 2 weeks for.
Kiss cruise.
Yeah.
What the hell's the next cruise they got me on?
I wish Bobby would send me some fucking pictures.
I got them. Well, everything's coming out. So,
Yeah. Well, I barely even posted any pictures from the Kiss cruise either. So
all my shit, I wasn't allowed to post anything because it had to get approved by the band.
yeah.
You know how Gene is.
Oh, believe me.
Hey,
I know.
Bobby, what else you got to plug? Anything else?
What do I got coming up?
You had
We got Rockin' Pod in Nashville. Wish you guys could come, man. It's going to be the whole thing. Keel Fest down there. We got, oh God, that's in March. NAMM, April. Got a couple things with Mark Weiss coming up. So it's just shit like that. One of my photos got in Life magazine for doing Aerosmith. So, but they didn't give me a credit.
That's
Oh yeah,
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
And again,
super fucked up.
but that's about it. Just everything about, tune in, doing Harem next week at Monco Radio, the Kiss Room, Super Bowl next weekend. Basically, I'm just going out to party my ass off. That's I'm gonna have a blast.
You're just doing what you do.
Trying to stay young. Trying.
And yay, football.
Rosie, you got anything coming up?
I don't have shit unless Bobby has me come do some shit with him.
Well, come out to Philly. We have the
For
Philly
what?
Music Fest coming in 2 weeks.
You fucking pay for it, bitch. I'll be there.
Bobby's broke.
I'm broke. I don't have a job.
Not a wrap cables. No.
I do. I know full front of house. So yes.
Good, because I'm tired of getting interns here who don't know how to fucking wrap cables.
All right. Well, anything else? Wind it.
Well,
All
I
right.
gotta ask Bobby this though. If you're from Philly,
I love you. I love
What's
you.
that?
I love
I'm saying
you.
if you're from Philly, I got a question.
Sure.
Pats or Geno's?
Ooh. I gotta say, and I liked Pat's in the 80s when we used to go down there. I had one, gave me the shits. I'm a Geno's person.
I go Tony Luke's too. So
Yeah, well, there you go. I go to Tony Luke's for pulled pork. You
Okay.
go there for a pulled pork sandwich, half shot off your ass, leaving like the Fillmore or whatever. You go down, you go to Tony Luke's. Everybody goes, but if I'm at the corner of the shitty neighborhood right there, I'll go to Geno's. One, it's well lit. It's a better place. So yeah. And I don't know. It's fit. I'll never get a cheesesteak again in Nashville, which is the shittiest thing in the world. Like getting pizza outside of
Why
New York.
on earth of all places would you get a cheesesteak in Nashville?
I was living there. They said Philly cheesesteaks.
No, Nashville you get hot chicken or grits.
Now,
You don't
Ohio,
get
what
it.
is the big thing in Ohio? What's in Columbus?
In Ohio, you get
Skyline chili.
Skyline chili.
Yeah, that's a thing here.
You get your hash browns scattered southern top diced.
Now, how different's your pizza? I mean, it's not like that Chicago
you get
loaf of
thin
bread
crust.
crap, is it?
No,
Thin crust pizza here.
but it's not cut pie
Ohio has nothing. We have nothing except me.
And me and Dustin too. We're in Ohio.
Yeah.
And apparently our Mexican food is weird because if I order Mexican food in a Mexican restaurant, I'm a fucking weirdo.
Wow. Look, we have Scrapple. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know Scrapple.
Oh, dude,
What?
love me some Scrapple.
I don't sound like
It's the nose to the tail.
yeah.
All right, boys.
All right.
All right. Thanks for watching. 5 and out.
It's great.
Bye.
Bye. Later.
5 bullshits.
Like and subscribe. I hope you like this video today. Please welcome all. If you want more people to like and subscribe, you just tell other people.
So tonight we're doing what? Sophomore album, second album?
Yep.
Man, there was a lot to choose. My brain was going everywhere on that.
So we were just saying. Now,
Yeah.
how I narrowed mine down is I picked second albums that I thought's better than the first.
Yeah, that's kind of what I kind of went that route because I'll wait till we get on because there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Then, there's a couple where do you go with the original singer? Like if you go with Maiden, do
Mhm.
you go with Killers compared to the first, or do you go with, Dickinson's
Yeah.
second album with Maiden?
See, I was thinking that too, because like a Pantera, I was, because they get different singers. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's your list, however you want to do it,
Yeah, there's, there's going to be a lot of, it all depends how deep you dig on it too.
Mhm. Yeah, I got a shitload of them. But a lot of us will probably have a lot of the same ones, though, I imagine.
I got, I got some that'll throw curveballs. I sat there and went, oh shit. No, me and Matt Porter from the Kiss Room, we were out today. And when Rosie sent me the list, we're sitting there and going, man. And a lot of people are going to be, he goes, you got to get the link up faster. Because this is that one that, even Eddie Trunk would probably, dig on because it is that thing. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
How many albums you think about it? Like Molly Hatchet. First album's great.
Yeah.
Second album, flirting, but we'll get into stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it depends on what route you take. Yeah. Cause you're going back to like, you can go back to like the Beatles and the Doors and stuff, like it's, if you're, you know what I mean? It's just depends on what route you go. I went like more 80s, I'd say.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did.
90s.
I stayed in 80s, and then there'll be people who will go, oh no, but again, people say a lot of the second albums. Look, I graduated 82 from high school. So like all the sophomore albums, Van Halen 2.
Yeah.
Second Cars album.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I Googled best albums and or best sophomore albums, and Nirvana was on every one of them. But yeah, like it's I had to kind of go through my own list because I didn't agree with a lot of them.
Foo Fighters second album.
Yeah, that was on there too.
Yeah. Like on here, I mean, you could throw Ozzy in. Was Blizzard better than Diary?
Yeah, see, that's some of them are hard.
It all depends what you want. First Sabbath album compared to Paranoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I noticed on a lot of mine, it was the album that I got into the band. might have been the second album. Then I have to go back and hear later and hear the first album. So that's why a lot of times the second one I like better, just because I got into them late.
Yeah, I mean, the first band I seen Leopard on their first tour when they were opening for Nugent with Scorpions, Animal Magnetism tour, but it was the On Through the Night tour, and then but their second album kicked ass. I mean, that's when you had bringing on the Heartbreak and everything, but nobody knew who they were. They were these little 16-year-old punks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hailstorm, and I was just with Lizzie, and I break her chops about that. I'm like, oh my god. And then the shit she's doing now is amazing.
Well, it's funny because like a lot of bands will change their style, and sometimes it's better, and sometimes it's not as good when they change it. Like they get signed and put out a record, and the next album is too polished or something, or
Hi.
Hey, Rosie.
I'm very late. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. No, we're good.
You guys didn't like start, did you?
No,
we're just chatting.
Just bullshitting.
No,
Okay.
we were wrapping
Yeah,
up.
I'm on my number one now. Like, you want to hear my number one?
You're just jumping in for honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I'm always talking about this stupid lipstick that I wear that
It doesn't smudge.
It doesn't come off. I'm like, oh my god, it really won't come off. It's still there.
Yeah, you spent 20 minutes trying to get it off.
So I'm like piling like eyeshadow and shit on top of it. I'm like, oh my god, it's still black.